the god of steel, Orite, and the god of earth, Claude Damir. Oralt and Claude Damir didn't expect a seventh god. But since the system has appeared, then it must exist. Seeing Damir's interest, he told him one by one. Before that, he asked Damir if he wanted to become stronger. Adventurers from another world all desire to grow and become stronger quickly. In that case, should be my disciple. Damir was surprised and quickly shook his hand to leave. But the old man flew a hand knife. Damir was very aggrieved. He couldn't leave. I can't beat you, you little devil. Master Shaka is very powerful and unfathomable. If you can become my disciple, you can easily become a ruler. But Damir said that you just accepted me. I'm your disciple. Don't you have anything to say? Hearing this, Carrie thought for a moment and then took out a magic book. This is the Book of Apocalypse, Call of the Black Covenant. At this moment, Damir's message prompt came again. Accept the mainstream mission. Meet the seventh god. It's a prop to find the dark god Shaka. Just open it. Hearing this, Damo went to open the book. But the old man told him not to hide. Instantly took out a dog stick and hit Damir's head. Daniel wakes up after being petrified. He found himself in a strange environment, and the place couldn't be found on the map. The old man asked me to go to the underworld to find him. But at this moment, a shadow slowly approached. Demo looked up and found it was just a child. But the child's dress was very strange and had the same style as Damir. The child danced happily. He smelled the smell of Damir and felt that he had something in common with him. So he wanted to be friends with Damir. Damir said, "Don't you have any friends?" This made the child very upset and called all his friends. Dami turned around and saw dozens of chicks running towards him. These chicks were the child's friends. So the child reached out to Damir again. Dami didn't have any idea and agreed to be his friend. Suddenly, Damir fainted again and slowly left the child. The man hadn't even left the newbie village. He has become the dark god's close disciple. And his next task was to destroy the 6 guardians of the world. Just now, Dami woke up from the illusion and shouted at the old man Carrie. Then Damir grabbed the old man's neck. At this time, Damir was already furious. And the old man's temper also came up. A headbutt made Damir dizzy. Damir cursed under his breath and passed out again. As Dami slowly opened his eyes, he cursed the old man for having a hard head. The old man asked him to repeat it. Daniel pretended to be confused. At this time, Damir also knew that it's no use to be tough with the old man. It seems that he has to be soft first. The old man asked what happened. Damir also confessed that he met a child, and the child only wanted to be friends with him. The old man was not shocked after hearing it. So he told Damir that friendship is like brotherhood. It seems that Lord Shaka has already decided that, to be my successor. Damir was speechless. He doesn't want to be the old man's disciple. But the old man is still telling Damir the benefits of being his disciple. Just then, Daniel's main quest sent a message. The 7th god of swordsmanship is completed. It seems that there's finally a good thing At this moment, the old man beckoned Demir to sit beside him and began to tell him the next plan. He first told Demir the cause of the incident. There were 7 gods in the world before: the goddess of light, Arya, and the god of darkness, Shata. There was a good balance between life and death. A good balance. But one day, Arya was afraid of Shaka's power, so she joined forces with the other 5 gods to destroy the dark god Shaka. So a great war was imminent. Even the strongest dark god could not withstand the siege of 6 gods. On the verge of defeat, Shaka kept his power in his family and went into a deep sleep. The 7th god was then forgotten by everyone. At this moment, Demir also felt that this old man should be the family of the dark god Shata. The old man continued. Since Shaka disappeared, the 6 gods believed that nothing could threaten them. Since then, the world has seen evil monsters. Because of the absence of Shaka, those damned people refused to die. Demons were also born in this way. At this moment, Damir understands the dark god must exist so that the balance of the world can be maintained. Because of the absence of Shaka, the evil forces have grown wildly. And the old man, in these thousands of years, in order to find someone who can resurrect Shaka and destroy the adventurers of other gods. Just today, the old man found Demir. He entrusted Demir to defeat the goddess of light, Arya, and other gods. From today on, you, Demir, are the disciple of our dark god Shaka. Can you do it? Now Demir's main task appears again: whether to accept Cain's wish. He thought that Cain has been looking for someone to resurrect all these years, to kill him for the balance of the world. Suddenly, he thought that Zhang Yuming was also Arya's family. Demir found that his purpose was somewhat consistent with the old man's, so he chose to accept the task. Now he became a disciple of Kalin. He instantly knelt down and kowtowed to Kai Run, indicating his willingness to accept this difficult task. Seeing the main task completed, he was ready to start training with the old man. The old man left directly after he finished speaking. Demir was not happy. As your disciple, didn't he have any skills to pass on to him? But Kai Run said his task had been completed. I have appointed you as my successor. Now I'm leaving. Then he threw the magic book to Demir and told Demir to read the book if he needed anything. The book has all the tips. Then he walked into the portal and left. Looking at Carrie's departure, Damo now receives the main task. Resurrect the dark god Shaka. Defeat the 6 guardians. Demir feels completely broken at the moment. The master doesn't care about him, but also entrusted him with such a big trouble. At this moment, he began to doubt whether he could defeat the 6 gods and Zhang Yuming with infinite circles. Thinking of Zhang Yuming, Demir is determined to complete this task. The High Mage Guild collects protection fees in the newbie village. One of them was instantly beheaded. Just now, Dami made up his mind to help Kalin resurrect the dark god. Kill him. The sudden news caught him off guard. He looked at the magic book he got from Carrie. The magic book was now bound to Demir and enabled various functions for Demir, including item decomposition and synthesis. Demo was very excited. He quickly opened the magic book to check it. Now he is ready to test the power of the magic book. First, he starts to decompose the just harvested boar fur. With a golden light, the boar fur has been decomposed. Then he synthesizes items. A special boar helmet appeared in front of him. Appeared in front of Demir. Looking at the attributes of the boar helmet, he checked the price of the helmet. He found it was as high as 500,000 gold coins. In this world, 100 gold coins are equivalent to $1. He looked at. He sighed that it was great to have this skill, but if he keeps synthesizing like this, he would become a pauper. So he decided to go to the village chief to hand in the task, and then think about the future. When he arrived in town, Demir gave the boar fur to the village chief. After the village chief saw it, he directly wrote a letter of recommendation for Demir and told him to go to the East Pier by boat to the mainland, and said to take the letter, find the vice president of the Adventurers Guild. Then Demir took the letter and went to the pier. At this moment, Demir was replenishing his energy. He checked his attributes. As he became the agent of the Dark God, Demir also received the title from the Dark God. This title allows Demir to... He can get super bonuses. It indicates that Demir should fight against others. But Demir doesn't like PvP battles. At this moment, a pleading voice came from the side and saw a man lying on the ground shouting for help. In front of him were a group of assassin mages. The leader of the group grabbed the man's hair, telling him that he doesn't need to be killed, and it's a dilemma for both sides. Demir also realized that these people were murderers. The so-called killer mage is to use the high damage of the mage in the early stage to fight with other players, to obtain benefits. At this moment, Demir walked behind the group. The leader in front is still telling everyone that as long as they pay, they won't suffer physical pain. At this moment, one of the ordinary players could not endure such humiliation, so he drew his sword and went forward and was ready to fight the mages to the death. The mage slightly raised his hand to release magic and directly knocked him flying. You can't win. The man was already in danger. And the others didn't dare to act rashly. The mages looked at these ridiculous players and were ready to teach them a lesson. At this moment, one of the mages was instantly beheaded. Others didn't even react. Suddenly, they pointed behind. The man wore a boar helmet, holding a serrated short axe, like a god of death. A look from Demir intimidated everyone. Hand over the gold coins that belong to your lives. I'll give you 10 seconds. Pay me if you want to live. This man alone. He wiped out the Mage Guild because he had obtained the inheritance of the Dark God. Just now, Demir asked these mage killers to leave the toll and started counting down. Everyone thought Demir was crazy and didn't take him seriously at all, as Demir's countdown was coming to an end. The mages swarmed up and were ready to kill Demir together, facing dozens of assassin mages. Demir was not afraid at all. He jumped and disappeared from everyone's sight. When the mages were looking for Demir, the leader found an attack falling from above. The other mages were too late to dodge, and all died. At this moment, Demir slowly emerged from the smoke. Fortunately, he has the title of the Heir of the Dark God, which made my PvP damage increase by more than a little. Then Demir slowly approached you, as if the god of death was coming. Meanwhile, a player who had just been stunned by the mage woke up. He remembered being stunned by the mage, and a sense of anger welled up in him. At this moment, Brian was very impulsive, wanted to take revenge on the mages. But his teammate Wendy stopped him. Suddenly, there was an explosion beside Brian. A group of mages fled in panic. At this time, Damir was hunting down the mages and chased after them. It was as simple as a hunter hunting prey